Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Bring the Hail. Today we are doing a game called It Paints Me. According to the itch.io page, it was made for a Scream Jam in 2023. Best story, third best game. The story is every night you awaken in your studio and paint your masterpiece. Or at least you try to. Oh, if only your muse would return. If only lifting your brush didn't fill your fingertips with agony. Exciting, right? Like, that's horrible. Apparently, there's like a squishy noise in it. Yeah, but this game contains themes and depictions of violence, death, body horror, chronic illness, grief, and dysfunctional relationships. There is your warning. I kind of like that music, don't you guys? Let's see options. Oh, that's fine. That's all fine. Good. 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 Do not laugh in my ear over again. Every night I find. Oh, I hit something, I guess. Return. How do I. What happened? Here we go. Every night I find myself alone in the studio, curtains drawn tight, my neat row of paints, palette, and brushes in the same place in the drawer by the easel. The canvas upon it sits, as always, unfinished, Marie's half-painted face frozen in silent song. Oh, hello, Marie, you're pretty. It's laid out, as it always is when I awaken here. Marie's nowhere to be found. She must still be at the theater, even when the curtains fall and the stage lights dim. The night is forever young to its star sopranos. I would always wait outside her dressing room, roses in hand, scores of other bright-eyed admirers spilling through the halls, though she alone was mine, and I was hers. Romantic? Oh. It's cold, bitterly cold tonight, but still I draw the curtains and and open the windows wide. There's a stench in the room, deep and damp and sickly sweet, that I can't ever seem to be rid of. Besides that, the fumes from the linseed oil make my head spin. Like every night, I measure out my paints, arranging the small dabs of color on my palette from lightest to darkest. Titanium white and cadmium yellow to corpse brown and lamp black. Just don't eat the yellow paint. That'll kill you. I wet my brush with oil and gently start mixing the pigments. Okay. Feels just a little bit like magic watching them swirl and mix, forming new colors from old. Okay. I'm not an artist, guys. But we've clearly painted her hair already. Well, I guess we doodled out the hair. We need to finish the hair, because sometimes you No, let's paint the face. I mix a tone as warm as her cheeks as I envision Marie's sweet face in my mind's eye. Her lips like roses, the graceful turn of her nose, those eyes that glitter like stars under candlelight. It's of no use. I can't focus. Her features are as blurred in my mind as the mess of oil and pigment smeared across my canvas. Oh, so we couldn't do it? I sigh and scrape it off with a palette knife and mix a deep blend of black and red for the background instead. Oh. I apply my paint with a generous dab of oil, but it seems I didn't have to. The canvas is still wet from last night and the night before. I must have painted and repainted the same background countless times. To say it's difficult to paint by lamplight, my muse nowhere in sight, is an understatement, of course, but lately these nightly hours are the only time I find myself able to lift my brush. I stop every few strokes. Voice acting. I had joked that that forced me away from the tailor's shop meant I could finally return to my paintings at the very least. I was never any good at humor. Marie had sensed my worries, consoled me sweetly in her voice that could charm stone alive.
Oh, Sam, don't worry. I have roles lined up for months. Go ahead and paint.
What a sweet wife we have. It hurt. A small part of it did, beyond the physical, beyond the elements, to seek her permission. Boy, don't you be getting rude up in here. To be unable to care for my darling the way I had when we were young, brimming with talent but crushingly unknown. Well, she had been. I was, and still am, nothing. Oh, that's kind of a dark way to view yourself. But perhaps finally it would now be my turn to bring my vision to the world. You can't view it as a give and take, man. Love is about equality. Like, it's good that she's doing things, but you should be, like, supporting her and being like, oh, I'm so happy. Uh, I mean, I know you want to, like, become a famous painter too, quote unquote, or famous artist, I suppose. Oops, I hit the escape button. But it's not a competition. She gets her limelight, you get yours. If only it didn't hurt so dang much. I just don't feel sorry for you guy. Time passes and I still don't manage more than a few strokes, a small patch of dark over an already wet canvas. Or perhaps time hasn't passed at all, and the broken clock on the wall would suggest as much. Perhaps the seconds have lain still, the world outside unchanging, and I the only thing that moves. Have I moved? Is repeating the same brushstrokes like a clockwork doll movement? I shiver and sigh. Perhaps sleep would be a better endeavor. Perhaps the next night will meet more success. Okay, go to sleep, whatever. I stand and setting aside my paints and palette, and slowly move to shut the windows. I stop. There, out in the front garden, barely lit by a street lamp, stands a figure that can only be Marie. Hi? She bids goodbye to another figure, tall and broad-shouldered, and then she laughs. A beautiful... What's that noise? Oh, it's outside. A beautiful laugh, a heartfelt laugh, and embraces him before he makes his reluctant exit when a carriage stopped by the gate. For a moment, I don't know what to think. A friend, a co-star, perhaps that amiable tenor she mentioned every now and then. I didn't see his face, but Marie's social circle had always eclipsed my own. It must be. But why would he come to our home? He's dropping her off. Chill. Why would she laugh that way? Boy. Oh. In the garden, in the midst of walking to the front door, humming to herself, Marie suddenly looks up. For a moment, her eyes go wide, and she blinks as if shaking herself from a daze. I instinctively step back from the windows. Perhaps it's guilt that makes me do so. Marie is finally home, and oh, I've missed her so. How could the first thing that I think upon seeing my darling would be the worst thoughts that my mind could conjure? Frick if I know, man. This is your mind. I'm just a spectator. For the first time in many, many nights, I feel just well enough to leave the studio. Good. Go and join your wife downstairs to eat together. I'll prepare Marie a pot of her favorite chamomile tea. I'll listen as she tells me of the nights, the theater, the thousand small anecdotes she never runs out of, and maybe, just maybe, ask her again to sit for a portrait for me, like she used to. Aww. The house feels larger than it used to. Perhaps I was shut in the studio too long. Still, how could I so quickly become a stranger to my own home? I don't know. The memories are fuzzy. The years blur together like a wash of oil colors. How long have you been painting? She said a couple months, dude. My mother and I, carrying our sparse luggage, stepping inside for the first time. Oh. You meant years than how long you've lived here. Okay. My stepfather, laughing, his elbows on the breakfast table, chattering over something he'd read in the paper. Then, silent hallways and empty rooms. And then myself, welcoming my new bride to these solitary halls, hanging our newly taken portraits above the mantel. Okay, so his wife. Ooh, that is so pretty. The walls are barren now. I feel the walls in the dark. leaving sticky trails of paint behind, tracing the places where I used to hang. Well, it's clear he's a painter. He's not a photographer, so the paintings, yeah. The paintings I'd framed, the seaside landscape I painted on our honeymoon, the watercolor sketch of Marie that couldn't hope to capture the sheen of her hair, the still life of candles and flowers that had wilted because it took so long to finish. Ooh. Even the painting of roses in a vase, the first gift I had given her.
I wanted to bring you some flowers, but I was afraid they would wilt before I saw you next.
You painted them. Oh, they're beautiful, Sam.
I mean, they are very pretty. You are a great painter, man. Better than I am, at least. The naked walls stare blankly at me. Confused, but with nowhere else to go, I continue through the house. Yeah, where are they? Did you take them down? Or Marie? As I walk, I pass the furniture my stepfather left me. The shelves and tables that always seemed so large and grand as a boy. Now missing are mantled in thick white linen. They remind me of corpses on a hospital table, lying dead still, covered in sheets. I didn't say all I know. Marie? Oh no. I can't handle hearing someone like cough real hard like that. Makes my throat hurt. I try to call out, but phlegm blocks my throat. I cough, long and drawn and wet, and then once more attempt to voice her name. Marie! It slicks off my tongue like a serpent uncoiling. I had always loved her name, so tender and sweet, free of harsh syllables. Marie. It was a name like an impressionist fleur, painted in soft strokes with a fine oil brush. It was the greatest joy in the world to join my name to hers. Silence fills the halls, a long drawn-out silence, a held breath. Finally, my darling answers. Oh, hello.
Sam,
Am I dead? Am I secretly dead?
is this a dream?
I am secretly dead. No! Shut up with the coughing! I cough again, another long, wet trail dripping from my lips. Ew, 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 ew. Oh, you got the
Is it a good dream, darling?
black plague, son. Go back to your...
I don't know. It feels like a nightmare. An awful, wretched nightmare.
You should kill us. We're probably a zombie. Steak. I limp towards the sound of her voice, so musical, so lovely, even at the brink of tears. Don't cry, darling, I want to say, but thick, syrupy liquid fills my throat. No matter what troubles you, I am here. She stands at the edge of the staircase, shaking, a candlestick in hand. The steps are sticky and wet. I inch carefully, practically at a crawl, not to slip. Okay. My darling lifts the candle as I approach. The dark of the house, its flickering flame almost blinds me. I don't see the expression on her face as she screams.
Marie? Where are you, my darling?
Oh, we did something bad. We did something real bad. Every word feels like a dagger puncturing my throat. I limp down each hall, leaving a trail of steps that feel damp and heavy, slick and wet. I tried the door to our bedroom. No, Marie's room. I had started sleeping in the spare one when my coughing fits would wake her in the night. You brought the plague to your wife. Nasty. It was so cold, alone, but my darling needed her rest. Oh, are both of you dead? The knob is slick and hard to twist, my hand slipping on the brass. Finally, I managed to push the door open. Though it's completely dark when I peer inside, I know it is empty. No warmth, no flesh, no sound of sweet breath within. She was downstairs, dude. Why are you in the room? Continue down the hall. I trudge, my steps heavy and wet, trying not to slip over the thick, slick surface.
What's wrong, darling?
Marie, don't answer this.
Please, come out. I don't understand.
Zombie Sam, go back to your dwelling. She locked you up in the attic for a reason. The dining room is empty, truly empty. The shelves where china and silverware were once neatly stacked, now gape hollow. The walnut table is covered in a thick white sheet. The matching set of chairs removed. Now you did. I rest against the blanketed table. My hand leaves a ruddy smear against the sheet. It must be more paint, though it's hard to make out in the dark. I'd needed spectacles for quite some time, but Marie had never liked the bookish type. Dude, get glasses! What is wrong with you? I continue on through the familiar yet unfamiliar house, my steps strained and slow, my breath short, sticky, wet.
Marie! Where are you? Oh, Marie! It hurts. Won't you come to me?
'Cause you did. I hear the front door slam shut. It must be freezing cold out. Why has she gone to the garden? I realize that I still have the Christmas background up, so this is like really awkward moment in time for Sam and Marie. Merry Christmas! You're dead. I tread to the sound with new urgency, uncaring of the sticky wet floors, forgetting for just a moment the pain that snaps and burns through my flesh. I reach for the oily, damp knob. Why is everything in this house so daggum wet, huh?
Sam, please.
Don't what? Her voice rings from behind the door.
I don't understand, darling. Have I done something to upset you?
Yeah, some. Her sobs echo loudly. I never thought an ugly sound could come from my darling's lips, but her words.
I love you, Sam. I always will. But I can't bear to see you like this.
The consumption goddess.
I beg of you. Return to where you came.
I knew it!
You can't be here. I've moved on now.
What? Return where? Dearest, you aren't making any sense. Moved on. I'm your husband, Marie. What on earth is there to move on from?
Please remember, Sam. You were ill. You were ill for a long, long time. And you never recovered.
I know I'm unwell, Marie. But you said we would still... Are you leaving me? Because I can't care for you anymore? Is that it?
You left me. You're dead, Sam.
I knew it!
You've been dead for more than a year.
Oh. I don't know,
If
okay.
This is a joke, darling. It's a cruel one. Do you want me dead? Is that it? Am I better off dead to you?
My darling does nothing but sob behind the door. How quickly I regret my words. Oh, if only I could see her face, look into her eyes, reassure her, and see that she loves me still. I twist the knob with slick, oily hands. Have I been
Don't come out. Please.
Have I been like this zombie that's been going through this house over and over and over and over trying to find Marie and just smearing blood everywhere? Because it feels like that. On the other end, with a sharp gasp, my darling grasps the knob close, pushing the weight of her small frame against the weathered wood.
Come out.
Frick you, Marie, I want to come out. So even if... Okay, so I know I want the good ending, but I also want an ending where it makes sense with the characters. Sam loves Marie, and she's saying some crazy things, yeah, but you gotta stop and think, why would she be saying this? Why is she trying to, I need to look at myself and just see if I know what's going on. He has been coughing and hacking and doesn't remember anything the past whatever long. I mean, clearly this man, hang on, I need to, like, lighten the area. Clearly this man, like, there's stuff going on, right? Um, so he needs to think about, why would she lie to him, right? Why would she lie to you and tell you that you're dead if you're not dead? You don't want to cause her more pain. We're gonna let Marie go. Because on one hand, if she's lying to us, okay, then she can get out and we can go and, like, check herself. If she's not lying to us, then we've not made her part of the zombie horde. Because I know there is one. But we're gonna let her go. I let go of the door, my hands slicking off its oily surface. Everything!
I can see that you don't want to speak to me right now.
Sam, don't be such a... Everything in this house is slick.
But whenever you do, whatever this is about, I'll be waiting in the studio.
Is this a circular thing? Where every single time Marie leaves and comes back, and you chase her, and you go back to the studio to wait for her, and she doesn't... I leave the door. I leave my darling alone, sobbing in the garden. It's dark, so very dark, but dawn will soon paint that dim black sky. I retrace my slick, wet footsteps through the hall, up the staircase, one trudging, damp step at a time. It burns. I feel no breath in my lungs. My chest could be a hollow cavity, slippery and wet, spilling with hot, sickly fluid.
It hurts. Oh, it hurts.
I stagger into a tall, sheet-covered object, the linen sliding off with the grasp of my clumsy, slick fingers. Mirror! It's Marie's floor-length mirror. Get up there and look at yourself.
Oh no. No, 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 no!
We're gonna have a mind break? We're gonna go crack. Oh. You're still pretty handsome. I'll give you that. Actually, that's not a zombie look though, right? Cause like, his lungs are on the outside? Dude, have you considered the mythical? Like, just... Okay. Okay. We got mad at the mirror. That's perfectly fair in all, like, instances, because, we're kind of going a little crazy. A little cuckoo. Little bit. I'm in the studio. A dark, dim studio, as empty as it is every night. Oh, frick. The curtains are shut. The lamps are unlit. My palette is a mess of murky colors. Rust reds, corpse browns. A musky, sickly, sweetly rotting stench fills the room. I don't know why the smell of linseed oil ever bothered me. After all, I no longer breathe. The handle of the door turns behind me. Slowly it creaks open. A figure steps inside. It's me. It's me? Nope. Don't get it. He limps more than he steps in crooked motions against the floor, dragging his body along like a wet, wide brush as swallows a red pool at his feet. I watch him pull himself before the canvas. Man, even your mouth is like sideways, dude. You went through it. Icon of affliction. He speaks in my mother's voice, a tone that could swell with warmth or derision, command or dependency, pride or disappointment in a moment's notice.
Please, give up your suffering. Give up this.
Bro, you have got to die. At this point, everyone's begging you. My hands are too slick to hold my brush. I stab it into my flesh and fix it between my bones, then dip the bristles into his blood.
Sammy.
Icon of Algesia? He speaks in my stepfather's voice, but without laughter or joy. In the same cadence, I imagine him taking his last breath, crimson staining his uniform, the dog tags around his neck.
Don't suffer anymore, Sam. You are nothing already.
Oh, thanks.
Forget your pain. Return to the void with us.
My brush is drying. I plunge it into his chest, wet it with his oily breath.
Sam?
Icon of agony. He speaks with my voice, hoarse and raspy and tired. So very, very tired.
This won't make you worthy of love. Not the world's, not Marie's, not your friends or peers or critics. Come back to our grave. End our suffering.
We already have a grave? We already have a grave. Yeah, let's go back to it.
You know I don't do this for love.
What do you do it for, man? Like, be honest with yourself. To yourself. I clean my brush with the paint thinner, knocking over the jars that spills across the drawer and onto the wet, soaking floor. I dry the bristles on my worn, rotting shirt and soak it in the thick, white mucus of his tears. My words are only partially true, just as his words are not fully wrong. Neither my rotting corpse nor the memory of what once was Sam will gain a thing from this toil. I paint the hours away, or perhaps take no time at all. The clock on the wall never turns its hands, suggesting that the world lies still. The seconds never pass, and I am the only thing that moves within it. It hurts. Oh, it hurts. Heavy, syrupy tears flood my vision, fill my throat, my chest, choking me. Every movement of my hands leave cracks in what's left of my brittle bones. He stares at me all the while, silent, still, like a mirror. If I loved him, I would stop. I would crawl to my grave like he wishes. But I love this more than I love myself. I birth him from within me. As I create, so too am I born.
And he and I are beautiful.
Oh. He looks so sad. Ending to self-portrait. So we're just stuck up in the studio, just painting away forever? What's the other endings? Oh, music, art, story, programming, and sound design by Indices. That's amazing. All of it by you? I love all the art. It was so pretty. Especially the zombie man. I loved him the most. Sam, Callum Sanders, Marie Shala, Sam's mother, Marie Corcovado, Sam's father, Ethan Grant, Phoebe Fatcher, voice mixing Mark Mullins. Interesting. I love reading the things like this. Morgan and Sammy, thank you for playing. Okay, I'll be honest. Ooh, hang on. Gallery. What happens if I click that? Will my browser open up? My browser opened up. Yeah. It's taking a while to... On Steam, add my games to your library. Ooh. Ooh. They have a lot of visual novels, guys, that I made. There's a Portrait of Ghosts, Snow White Ashes, Alone in the Cellar with a... They have a lot of good stuff there. This was very interesting. And I'm sure that the other endings are like either me eating. Yeah, the other endings are definitely me devouring Marie, which I will not do. But this is a pretty sad ending all by itself. Because, like, You don't get any rest. You don't. I mean, you don't. You just don't get any rest. You don't get anything. You get to stay up there in your studio, constantly painting this thing over and over and over and over, and all the while you're thinking, where is my wife? Why am I alone? It's a really sad ending. And clearly, she can't or doesn't want to kill you. I mean, I can't blame her, but somebody's got to put you out of your misery. But this was great. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not so sure that I will try for the other endings just because. I don't want to kill her. I don't. But this was so good. So if you'd like to see more, I'll put the itch.io link down below, and you can play and get the other two endings if you like. If you want to kill this girl for all it's worth, go right ahead. I'm not gonna do it. And obviously, he's made a lot more games that we'll probably play. Um, I'm really enjoying the horror visual novels more than anything, the little short ones. They're really fun. And I'll try someday to do something bigger, but my computer just can't take 3D animation yet. It's so sad because I could have sworn I played something that was 3D animated for like a little bit, but no, it gets mad if I go on too long, so. Alright guys, that's it, and I'll change my background so no more Christmas, because we're over with Christmas. I'll see you guys again. Bye.